So coming into meditation for a moment and finding the breath, training our body mind to know what this means to come into meditation and find the breath. And you can start with a gentle, comfortable breath just to find it. And then you can go to the extended exhale. And that extended exhale ignites the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms the energized fight-flight system, or the sympathetic nervous system, which is the one that gets us going in the morning, to get up and out of bed. We need that part of ourselves. And then we want to do our normal routine, which might be rushing around. And then we want to calm and be peaceful and slow and be able to listen to our intuitive self even deeper. So we come to the extended exhale, and you can inhale for 4 and exhale for 8, or you can just inhale and make the exhale extended, because we all have different amounts that we might want to inhale. And then extend that exhale. And as we're focusing on that lower body and the diaphragm at the base of the pelvis, then just squeeze at the base of the pelvis. So you're inhale, and then as you exhale, first push it out and feel that, and then squeeze it in as you inhale, and as you exhale, release it out. This kegling also helps our urinary tract system keep the musculature it needs all the way into our 80s, 90s, and 100s. So as our body changes and as we age, we need to pay attention to this lower diaphragm even more. Imagine it as a sling that holds in all of the lower organs, and use it. So a couple more breaths. This beginning time is a time intuitively to really tune in to, how am I doing this morning? What am I feeling? Sounds that I hear, smells, the air on my skin. Do I feel warm or chilly? How are my hands and feet? Do I feel comfortable in the clothing that I've chosen? Where do I feel the clothing tug at my body? Where do I feel it not tug? What kind of shape does my body make in the shape that I've created with whether I'm lying down or seated? What is the space that my body takes up, and what's the space between my body and the rest of the materials or things or structure of the space that you're in the room? Then bring in the essence of gratitude. Inhale gratitude through your heart. Now, this is the heart-brain coherence. Again, reminding ourselves that you have to use your imagination, which is a third eye activity. So we're connecting through the heart. First, we're grounded into the first, second, third chakras to sit or lie down and breathe. Then we're grounded into the heart as we breathe gratitude through the heart. And that gratitude lights up the neurites of the heart. New discovery in the last 10 years that the heart has these slightly different nervous system that's called neurites, or neurons that are not neurons, they're neurites. And then neurons of the brain. And we're making a circle from the heart to the brain, from the heart to the brain, with the essence of gratitude. Gratitude is the key to just about all spiritual practice, all practice that is to uplifting. And the Heart Math Institute has studied what lights up these neurites, and it's gratitude, appreciation, caring, and compassion. So you can take any one of those words. And I'd like to hold that word compassion in our heart today. And notice what that does to the heart that's different than gratitude. For me, it softens something inside of me that wants to, just embrace all those who are suffering. And, all, even in my own family, like bringing in, the vision of people that I'm hugging. And also if you're suffering, bringing in your own suffering and working with that. I'd like to hold space for the people in our group that have shared with us their suffering, the people who have come over these 2 years. And then gratitude, appreciation, caring, and compassion. Inhale, extended exhale, and let yourself just hang here for a moment, just breathing, imagining, being present with your whole body lit up with light. Remembering that we are light. The light really is both the light of physics, the understanding of the physics of light, and whatever other light, you want to look at, the light of the sun, the light of the candles, the light of the Christmas season coming up, where we are in the darkest time of year and we bring in the light, and the light within ourselves that can help light up other people, other beings, the whole world. And collectively, as the power of 8, we are the power of 8 sisters that are lighting up each other. The flower of life is our geometric form. And with that, we are little spheres of light that are connected. Then bring the hands, the fingertips together, and that ignites and it solidifies. It helps the first 5 chakras, and then thumbs to your heart. So your fingertips are together, your thumbs to your heart. Another breath. You heard me with a little sigh there. Sighing it out is really good to release energy that's stuck. It also makes the biochemistry of diazepam. Imagine the white light that we can see of the visible spectrum, and that you are white light. You are red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, dark blue, and violet. Then bring the thumbs to your third eye. Again, this is the deep dark blue, indigo blue, into the center of the brain. It holds really the essence of the mystery. And it's imagination, inspiration, intuition, and integration held in those control centers, the pineal, the pituitary, the hypothalamus, and hippocampus. Then tap the top of the head, and this violet color is this color we've been working with as the expansion, opening our arms up, either lying down or seated, opening the arms up into the V, into a V posture. Feel the strength you need just to hold the arms up. If this doesn't work for a shoulder, then bend the elbows. And recognize that we're moving into this understanding of how to raise our vibration even higher. And this is noticing that we are also connected to our soul. They call it the soul star chakra, the galactic chakra, because we know we're connected to the universe, and to the above that is to the universe chakra. So the galactic, the galaxy, we know we're connected there. We know we are affected by all the magnetic forces and the sun. So we want to honor those connections, and bring your hands to your heart and honor yourself. Namaste for yourself, that you've taken the time out to do this practice, that you're joining with other women to help also to solidify our empowerment for where we've come, in the last hundreds of years, thousands of years, and how we are opening to the new, more balanced earth between all genders, and becoming more gender fluid, gender understanding, but also the balance between the male energy and the female energy that is in each of us. And to know that we are healing generations of women that have been I don't even know one word that describes all the things that have happened to women over the last 100 years. But that's where we've been working on empowerment for many years. And so just hold all those women in your heart. Your heart is that big, especially with heart-brain coherence. Your heart goes out 5,000 times more powerfully than the brain. And then release that. Take a deep breath in and let it out. If you've been seated like I am, then release the seated posture. Usually there's some release for that. If you've just been lying down, just wiggle your feet, point and flex, roll the ankles. Let's get a little bit moving here and just get our bodies moving. Then if you're seated, just place your hands behind your back and drop the knees to the side to side. If you're lying down, just bring your knees up and drop side to side. We're going to come down to lying down in just 1 minute. Just wanted to loosen my body up a little bit more. Then if you're seated, come down to the floor. And if you can, otherwise you're on a bed, come down to the floor. Some people, you know what's really nice if you're having a hard time on floors, and if you ever do, is to have, if you can afford one or get one, is to have some kind of bench that's long enough for you to lie down on. I don't have it anymore, but I used to have a massage table that I put down at its lowest level, and it was really great for doing yoga on. So it's just an idea. So pull the legs in and you're rolling the ankles, pointing the feet, and just feel the lower back and feel this posture. Breathe into it. Remember that this posture is really good for that digestion, that especially in the small intestine, where as you breathe, you're actually have the body in a position that then the peristalsis of that small intestine can work. Then squeeze at the pelvic floor to feel that as you open the knees wide and lift the head up and bring the arms open. Now you don't have to go that far. Your head can stay down on the floor. Your arms can open up or hold on to the knees, or you can come up, flex the feet. We're in the reclined frog. And just take a moment to honor the amphibians who are really enjoying this rain that we're having in Oregon. And I guess they are probably enjoying it in Michigan too, where Michelle is. Then bring the feet up, go down the shin, and if you can reach the toes, this is happy baby posture. So you're already stretching those inner thighs, and you can hold behind the knees, on top of the knees, up the shin, under the ankles, or you can get all the way to the toes if it works for you. And hold there for a moment. Take some breaths. Notice what's going on in the body. Squeeze at the pelvic floor just to keep feeling where, how it works and what it feels like in these different positions. So you become aware of more musculature down there in the diaphragm, not just in the area of the Kegel. From here, we're going to warm up with first shaking out, shake out arms and legs straight up, grounding into the spine here as you roll the ankles and the toes. Again, if you have any little tiny bit of beginning neuropathy in any way, to roll ankles and toes and point and flex feet and wiggle toes and fingers, all of those things are going to help. Then from here, we're going to bend the knees and the elbows and ground into the earth on the spine. And you can keep the head on the floor and the legs up high. You can lift the head up. It's a little more abdominally oriented, grounding into the lower back. And then you can also reach out, and you have to use your body even further to reach out and around and just find open space. And we'll have everything move. And then pause in a position. Notice what it takes to hold here. Squeeze at the pelvic floor. And then just see again, can you feel more of the diaphragm engaging yet, or can you feel just the Kegel? That's what we're going for, is to feel it. How do we feel the whole thing? And then bring the knees in, bring the head up to the knees, and the hands as far down as you can to the feet. If you can get your feet, fabulous. If not, ankles, shins, knees. And if this gets to be too long, then you're going to release the head and neck back down to the floor. But otherwise, just take breath here. And this is us when we hold in our tension and we don't let it go. So we want to let it go. That's one of the 3 words, 3 little words. And then let it go into the 5-pointed star and feel that. Feel the energy release out from the center, navel radiation out in 5 directions, crown of the head, 2 feet and 2 hands. And it's developmental. You can imagine the starfish. Then feet flat on the floor, arms by your sides. And this never gets old for me, this whole series. But let me know if it gets too old for you. We can shake it up a bit, but inhale up and exhale down into the bridge. Now remember, if you are wanting more restorative today and you have a block or a cushion, you put it under your pelvis and all you do is rest there. You can, play with the legs, you can bring them up or down, or you can walk in place. But otherwise we're doing the bridge roll. So we're pressing into the feet, arms come over the head, exhale down. You're using the full, complete breath. Inhale fully, completely. Fill the lungs, exhale down. A lot of why we feel the restoration after the practice is because we're combining 3 parts: meditation, pranayama, and asana. Meditation in motion, pranayama that matches the motion, or breath, paying attention to details. Now, as you're coming up, pay attention to the very lowest diaphragm and see what happens when you bring yourself up and you squeeze at the pelvic floor at the same time. Paying attention to that pelvic floor, it's one of the interesting things that when we stand up, you're going to see it really helps hold us up. It's amazing. And it's really difficult to keep it working when we're walking. So it's a skill. We kind of do it naturally as children, but we don't do it as we get older. Now, the next time you find yourself up, you can either put that block underneath there, or you can just hold yourself up. The arms can be above your head or down by your sides, and you can press into the pelvis and work the glutes here to strengthen them. Or you don't have to really work very hard. You just lift and pause and let go. Lift and pause and let go. There's so many ways to be in these postures. Which is why they say, written down, there's 640,000 of them, but there's way more as you go into all the variations. Then hold the posture and feel what's going on in the sacrum, because some of us actually hold the sacrum so hard that then later on it hurts. You can hold the posture and then let go of holding, using the glutes to press into that sacrum. So you have to decide how, through that intuition, what you need. Then some of you have been liking lace the fingers, walk the shoulders together. That's more vigorous. And you can stay there or bring the hands out and walk in place. These are all modifications. You can lengthen one leg out. And then you can lift one leg and lift from that opposite leg, just bringing that one leg up, and then change sides. You're strengthening the opposite leg. You're strengthening the leg with the foot on the floor, lengthening out the other leg, and then down. Come up onto the toes. These are all things that if your body's not used to them, they're just sort of things to practice and feel. And then inhale, lowering yourself down, noticing every vertebrae you can, just to bring awareness to the details of how the vertebrae work. Lengthen out the legs. It's kind of a natural thing that we want to do. Reach the arms above your head, stretch it out. Hold the breath. So another breath pattern, stretch and hold. Oh, and and then relax. And just let that sigh come all the way out, remembering that you're doing something really good for yourself by sighing. If you're feeling energy build up, take a deep breath in and sigh it out whenever you need to. Then bringing the feet flat to the floor, ground into the spine, pressing into the lower back, and then hands behind the head. And you may just want to press into the lower back and release. And you can't really see this very well, probably on a screen, but you just are just rocking the pelvis. I'm going to offer you lots of different ways. And those of you that already know what we're doing, you can just go into it. Exhale as you come up. Look at the ceiling. Squeeze at the pelvic floor at the same time. You can bring the feet off the floor. Different feeling for the body. You could bend the knees. You can drop the feet down, bend the knees, table position, lengthen the legs up. And you can also lower those legs down depending on whether or not you can keep your back flat on the floor. I usually go to the moderate and exhale. In that exhale, here, just exhaling is going to contract the whole lower part of the abdominal system. And then hold the posture for a moment. Now, you can go slower or faster with anything we do. You slow it down to the level that you need. This is all your intuition guiding you. I just give you some ideas. And then pull the knees in, take a deep breath in and out. Hands behind your head. The second one is both for balancing the brain and for getting a little bit of a stimulation for the side body, the laterals or the lats of the core strength. So you can just simply just bring one elbow up, feet are on the floor. You can just tap one knee. You're balancing the brain, or you can bring the knee, one knee up, opposite knee. Exhale on each side. I like to blow it out. It's a little bit more engaging for my abdominals. You decide. What's happening at the pelvic floor? We're just going to spend a lot of tension, pay attention down at that pelvic floor. And you can go as slow or as fast as you want. You can pick your feet off the floor, up off the floor. You can lengthen out one leg. You can lengthen and lower one leg depending on your strength. Then hold one side and just hold it for a moment. Hold the other side for a moment. Again, you're choosing how much of this to do, how fast to go. What does your body need today? You can always choose to do something different than what I'm offering. Then pull the knees into the chest. Now I'm going to offer my favorite one, but I don't do it very often. But today I feel like I need to do a little bit of it. And I taught you this several weeks ago. And this is called, it's the 100, the Pilates 100. And remember, Pilates is 100 years old. And yoga is, 10,000 years old. And Pilates came from yoga. So there's a lot of Pilates that has mostly yoga in it. So what we're going to do is bring our arms out and we're pumping the arms. So this one is a full body strengthener. And the arms are going up and down. And we're using the breath in the count of 5. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're inhaling 3, 4, 5 and exhaling. Now blowing it out gives you a direct, you can really feel that. You can do this in and out of your nose or in and out of your mouth. Then if you have the energy, you're going to inhale 1 with your head up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and keep that going. If you have the energy, you're going to pick the feet off the floor. You can bend the knees in table position, squeeze at the pelvic floor, and just feel it. Start to feel it. And so it's an inhale for 5 and exhale for 5. I start with the exhale. Then hold for a moment and then bring the knees in. Now, this is a practice, and you may want to Google, just the Pilates 100 to really see somebody teach it online. You might want to do it through YouTube, and I'll eventually, maybe I'll make a video of that. We're going to do it again, and this time we're going to go up to 50 breaths. That's 5 times of the inhale for 5, exhale for 5. So get your position. Where's your position? Know that you're strengthening the arms as well. Some people even hold weights here. And for me, I like to come up with the knees bent. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. And then hold for a moment. That's 50 breaths. And then pull your knees in. Take a deep breath in and out and rock yourself up. And it's already, that practice takes almost our whole time. So come up onto your hands and knees. If you're using a cushion, go right onto the cushion. And cat cow. Now, after doing what we just did, just feel it. See what you're sensing and feeling about what we did on the floor, on our back. Inhale one direction, exhale the other. And today what we'll do is take this and put it in motion. So this is called spinal rolling. Again, you're doing a little bit of a push-up. And you're doing one direction. Right now I'm leading with my chin. So do one direction and then change directions with the breath, with the little push-up, and then pause. Tuck the toes behind you and press into those toes and come up into downward dog. Stretch the backs of the legs. Then decide, walk yourself to your hands or your hands to the feet or however you come up. Start with supported squat. You can have your hands above the knees, your elbows down on the knees. You can do ragdoll or you can do standing forward bend. I've been showing it to you with a block where you lengthen out the arms. Notice what's happening in the body to all the way up through the lower back and check in with your pelvic floor. What happens when you get into these positions? Then squeeze at the pelvic floor, press into the feet, bring the arms up and back into your heart. Shake it out a little bit after being on the floor and on a chair. however, whatever you've done. And if you come to dancing, you get to move and shake and dance it out before we, it's like a warm up. And also it's great music. So standing. See what's going on here, since we're focusing a little bit on that pelvic floor today. See what's going on here as you pull up from that pelvic floor. Notice what happens to the lower abdominals below your belly button and right above your belly button. So just pull in at that pelvic floor and release. Pull up at the pelvic floor and release. And just see what happens, because that's what you're using that diaphragm, that lower diaphragm for, is to hold the organs up and then have integrity of the muscles of that belly, below, right above the belly button, all the way down below the belly button to the pelvic floor. Now you might feel it all the way up a little higher. See how you feel it. So we've done the spine up, down. We haven't done a spinal twist today. So bring the arms up. Actually what we've been doing is the spinal twist in Utkatasana. So arms above your head, into toe balance first, up onto your toes. Take a breath or two. And then down and ride the wave. And settle down into that. Feel the strengthening of the quads there. Some of you may even want to come up onto the balls of your feet. And you only come down as far as you need to. Hands at the heart, hands out front, hands above your head. Any of those will work. Then feet back down and hands down, hands to the heart. And we're going to bring the left elbow towards the right knee, and you just turn to the side and you're putting your spine into a twist. Now, if you have and your body can do this, you just test it out. You come down and put the elbow above the knee. And if your body can do this and you feel pretty good about this, then you can take the left hand, put it on the floor, and the right hand is up or behind your back. Each level is going to be requiring, your intuition to be able to do what you think is right for you. Take a breath, another breath, and then bring yourself up. And then the other side, knees bend. We bring that right elbow towards that left knee, and gentle is just to stay up. Don't go down very far. You're just looking to the side. Moderate is to put that elbow down onto the knee. And vigorous is to put that right hand on the floor, left arm up or behind your back. And then bring yourself up, wherever you're coming up from. Take a breath in, inhale up, hands to the heart. Now just a tiny bit of breath of joy. And for those of you that are new to breath of joy, then you might need to watch it first. And I'll just go a little slower. So 1, 2, 3, and then ha. And it's an inhale, an inhale, an inhale, and a ha. So it's a ha, 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 ha. Go at your own pace. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Last time. Ha, ha, ha. And just take that in energetically. I just want us to walk, since we're spending a little bit extra attention on the pelvic floor today. Take a walk, raise up out of the crown of your head, take the shoulders up and back. And you can either have your hands down by your sides. It's even easier if you take the arms and you catch the forearms behind you, because what we're wanting to do is work with this posture using the pelvic floor to pull up from the pelvic floor to those lower abdominals. But we want to put it in motion like when we walk, because that's the hardest time. I think it's a very hard time to keep the focus. And so just take a little walk around in a circle in your space. Keep noticing what's going on. Keep working with what does it feel like. Then if you've got your arms behind you, bring them out to the sides. Notice that you might be more attentive to, particularly to the posture. Those of you with scoliosis like I have, your posture is always a little bit, in the shoulders, there'll be this little turn, this little fold that you don't, you can't really do a whole lot for, but yoga does help it a lot. And then realize what happens if you don't pay attention to putting your shoulders back and how your normal walking might be, and then notice what happens to the pelvic floor. Now, you're not going to, doing this one time with me right now, it's not going to be, what you're going to, it's not going to fix anything or make anything really happen until you practice it. And so I challenge each of you to practice it outside, taking a walk or in your house, but lifting up from that pelvic floor and just paying attention to how our bodies end up with the so much of our time is forward like this, in chairs, eating, driving. We've got all this stuff that brings us forward. We don't have as much work that we do that brings us back. So I always say, try this with the arms behind you and feel the pelvic floor, pull up from there. Notice that many muscles are involved as you pull up from there and go all the way up to the belly button, and then if maybe you're going to feel it further up, what's going to happen for you. And that's what you're looking at. Okay, a balancing posture today for stretching our quad. And you can go to a wall, catch the right ankle. So I've got my left hand on the wall, right ankle. And remember, you can go to a wall, a table, a chair, or nothing. You can just stand away from that wall and catch your ankle. Now, it's harder to do it, not hard to do on a mat, but it's harder to do it on a rug. And you catch that ankle. Now, if you can't catch the ankle, you can catch your pants leg. If you can't catch your pants leg, you can use a strap or a scarf or a towel around that leg. Left arm comes up and bring yourself down. Keep reaching the crown of the head up and just see if this posture is going to work for you. Watch what the other leg does. You can always just, if you're at a wall or a table, you can go, oh, okay, I'm going to put one finger up there and just give myself just a teeny bit of support and focus and breathe. And then let it go. Other side. Again, you don't have to put much support. You maybe just have one finger. Notice if you can tell if one side is tighter than the other. There's another option here for those of you who want to do this, and that's putting both hands back on that ankle. What you should, pay attention to the pelvic floor. See how much paying attention to the pelvic floor is going to stabilize you on one foot. It really is profound how much that stabilizes us when we're standing. I think all week we'll pay some attention to this since it's come up with 3 different people. And then release. And just notice, could you tell which side of the body is tighter? Sometimes that has to do with something that's work that's happening in the knee that makes the quad kind of, compensate for that knee. So you should, just noticing and knowing your body. So time to come back down to the floor. Again, on Wednesday, we will do more standing. Wednesday, it's Monday and Friday, we do more on the floor. Wednesday is more standing. So again, start with the shoulders back, pull up from the pelvic floor, drop the chin to the chest, roll down the spine as though you could roll down very slowly with the breath. And with each breath, notice where the body starts to bend.
paying more attention today of how we work with the body and all of the details of the musculature of the lower abdominals. And then when hands come to the floor, bring yourself back into downward dog. And remember, you can have your hands come to a chair, doesn't have to come to the floor, or a block, if you need a little bit, or even a stool, bring yourself up as far as you need to get the stretches and the feelings that you like. Remember that this also is good for the thyroid and thymus, particularly, and the circulatory system, nervous system, lymphatic system, all in this one posture. Then down to the knees. And for some of us, it's difficult, but if it's not, just fold back in child. Now, child, remember, I'm giving you this option, the one that if the knees don't handle this, you can come forward on your elbows and put your forehead on the floor. And this is called puppy stretch. And it's very similar. Instead of coming all the way back in the fold, you walk yourself forward on the elbows, put your forehead down. If your body allows, there's another level to this, and that's to put your chin on the floor. So you can try that and see how it works. You can also have a block or cushion that you bring in and just put your head on that. You can also do that if you're back in all the way folded on your knees. So you're always testing out what your choices you're making and what's for your highest good. And this is where your intuitive self comes in. And what kind of intuitive are you? Do you need silence? You might need to practice this kind of thing by yourself in silence. Are you, do you need to do something creative? Then consider that. How can you figure out physically what's best for you? Then back up on hands and knees so you can bring yourself around. And today, we're going to take a block or a cushion or go legs up the wall and do our closing in this position, either in supported bridge or bring the legs up like you would in legs up the wall. Now the idea is to really relax everything that will relax. Breathe into it. And notice the difference of like relaxing the abdominal muscles and needing them, like when you need them and when you don't need them, when they're not really holding anything up, but what they are doing is holding things in. The muscles are holding the organs in and allowing us to be ambulatory, to move. So taking a moment to honor all of our muscular skeletal system, which includes all those ligaments and tendons and how it's all put together. And honor that most of us are over 50 here. So let's honor these, 5 decades at least. And then we have people in their 60s, that's 6 decades, 70s, 7 decades. And then there's 80s, 8 decades, close to 90. So we're working with so many decades of being alive, in these bodies. So taking a moment to just embrace that. And before our closing, I just want to read these 3 little words of the song, Karen Drucker's song called 3 Little Words. And it's when, you get to that place where you just need to remember how we need to think. Life is good. Let it be. Play full out. Go for it. Yes, I can. Tell me more. I am blessed. Be here now. I love you. And remember that I love you. Each of these can be very personal, or they can be something you work with another person or for all beings. Life is good. Let it be.
Let it go. Oh, and it did say, let it be. Let it go. Play full out. Go for it. Yes, I can. Tell me more. I am blessed. Be here now. I love you. And let it be. Ah. And just consider 3 words. Maybe one just stayed with you. And I know that our time is up. And I just want to encourage you again, stay here as long as you want. If we were in person, we'd probably go over a lot and we'd probably start more on time, I think, not waiting for people to come in. But I really take it to heart, those of you that said, you'd like more time. And that would be my preference too. But since we don't have that right now, I just want you to know you can stay right where you are. You can do other postures. Maybe there's a posture for your pelvis that you'd like to do before you come back. I'm going to close just so we have a closing. And those of you who want to come back for that closing on the screen, then we'll do this in the time that we have allotted. So bring your hands to your heart. If your legs are up, just bring your legs down to the floor and be in supported squat, supported bridge for a moment. Just bring to your heart back to gratitude, back to the breath. And then seeing yourself as bigger than you are as your light goes out there and we touch each other's lights across the country from all the way on the East Coast to the center of the country to Oregon to Hawaii, all in this one little circle of women. May we have peace and may what we do here go out onto the world and make more peace. And bring that both into yourself and out to the world. May I have peace and may what I do here go out and go into myself and make more peace and go out onto the world and make more peace. We're just seeking peace, balance, release. Then if you're needing to come back because you need to leave, then press into the floor, take the block out, lengthen the legs out for a moment, take a moment in Shavasana. Know that Shavasana is an integrative posture that you can stay in for a really long time or go to at any time during the day. Sometimes it has just that 10-minute lying down in silence that you need to recharge you for the rest of the day. Roll over to your side and just fetal posture. Feel the water in your body shift towards gravity's pull. Press into the hands and come up. Again, let your body settle in mermaid position, just settling into this posture. Then deciding how is it best for you to come up. This is all, again, intuitive, for your highest good. What you're going to do to come up.